Hello everyone and welcome to the latest episode of Beyond the Rig. In this episode I'm very excited because we've got quite a few changes. Firstly, I'm not out in the field, I'm home in the office. Secondly, we're working with one of the world's largest PC brands. And lastly, we're doing some really cool and unique things that you perhaps may not have considered when it comes to your sim rig. Be sure to follow in this week's episode and see how we get on. Now, in the world of sim racing and events, something that you may not notice that we are very, very grateful for are flight cases. Flight cases are, of course, the podiums to which you see your simulator sits upon, and they make life easier for a variety of reasons. Firstly, they, of course, allow you to have clean access to getting in and out of the simulator. Secondly, they make our life a lot easier when it comes to moving things. And thirdly, they also look quite cool when they're branded up properly. Ultimately, this brand, who we can't mention, but I'm sure if you got some intel on them, you'd be able to work out what it is. They are a company who are doing a wide range of events with their simulators. And let's face it, building rigs and de-rigging them on the same day just doesn't cut it. So by having flight cases, it means you're able to add that extra level of adjustability, presentability, and ultimate function to really bring everything together. Now, a standard flight case for the industry would simply not do. It required a lot of finer details in terms of bringing together ultimately the form, function, and the adjustability that you need with a flight case when it comes to a racing simulator. We worked very closely with our flight case supplier to really iron out everything from the mounting position of the physical cockpits, the cable runs, and ultimately the access points for bringing power and vision in and out. Now, something else that is of course super important is movement. When these flight cases are on the event side, we want to make sure that they're rock solid and not going to move out of place. However, when they're on events, we of course want them to be able to move in and out of the venues or the trucks nice and easily. We installed a series of caster wheels to the bottom of the flight case, some of which have locking mechanisms, which means that when the team are on site, they simply put the locking mechanisms in place, the simulator will not move, and when the customer is having their driving experience, they don't have to worry. At the end of the show, simply unhook those brakes, roll it into the truck, and job done. Now, with the simulators mounted, it was very, very important that we got the cable management right as well. We had created custom drilled holes for cable management. Again, it's a minor detail that for your home rig, you probably don't even need to worry about. But when you're on public events, it's not just the visibility element of this that's so important, but also the health and safety. The last thing we need is someone tripping over one of those cables and having an accident before they jump in the rig. Now, one of the things that we didn't perhaps envisage, but are always part of the job, were some minor changes. After the guys had completed the first round of installs, we noticed that with the flight cases, there wasn't quite an ideal channel for exit power and network. Obviously, once these simulators turn up on site, we want to be able to just run one cable out, two cables out, plug those in, and have the simulators ready to go. So with that in mind, we went back to the drawing board and made a bespoke, one-of-a-kind channel that was in the form of a hatch. This hatch seated on the underside of the flight case meant that it could just simply unclip, the cables could run, and then you could reclip them at the end of the show. It was a minor detail that for many people probably wouldn't be considered, but for us was super important to get right, and we're so happy with how it turned out. And so with the flight cases already mounted, with the rigs on them, and with the kit ready to go, they are already out on events for our client. We're very, very happy to have provided this to such a world-renowned PC brand and component manufacturer. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Beyond the Rig, and we'll see you next time.